How to use creative storytelling to sell. Earn millions telling stories online. Now, the storytelling process is an art. It's truly an art. It really is. And I know you've been around some people and they start to tell you a story and you get so into it. You're like, wow, this is amazing. This is a really cool story. I want to see what's going to happen. And then there's those other people that, wow, they start telling a story and you're like, when is this going to be over? How soon will this person finish? Because they are just droning on with useless details. So storytelling is an art, and the other art that I want you to develop is the art of smashing that subscribe button down there, right? Hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Now at the end of this video, I also have a course. It's a $97 course to help you make money online. I'm going to give it to you absolutely free, and I'll tell you about that at the very end. So the storytelling process is an art, and I compare it to art because if you think of a singer, you think of an artist, you think of a sculptor or whatever, they have to spend time on their art. You know, it's been said that, you know, it takes 10,000 hours to really master anything, and that scares some people. They go, oh my gosh, I can't spend 10,000 hours. Well, here's the truth. You're going to spend 10,000 hours of your life anyhow, so you might as well spend it doing something that's going to improve you. And as you do this more and more and more, as you tell more stories, as you work through the process, you will get better and better at it. So that's what I want to do in this video. I want to get through the process with you and teach you all those steps so that you can tell amazing stories and make millions of dollars online. I know I've done it. All right, so let's go ahead and hit all the steps. Number one, know your audience. So think of it this way. A story is not for everybody. Okay, if you've crafted a story that you can tell to everybody, it's not going to speak to anybody. You need to speak to your audience. Who is your audience? Now I own a survival food company called Survival Cave Food, which you got to check out. But at Survival Cave Food, we speak to people who want to protect their families, who want to have a food supply, who want to have nourishment for their families so that they can keep them protected. And I know that audience. What is your audience? Who is your audience? You need to think about that in advance. How old are they? Where do they live? What are their activities? What do they like to do? What scares them? What motivates them? List all those things before you start sculpting your story, because if you don't do that, you're not going to speak to anybody. Number two, define what your core message is. Every company has to have a core message. What is their core message? Now my survival food company, we have a tagline. It says helping families prepare. So our core message is always to be prepared, always be prepared, and our company has to assist you in doing that, to being prepared. Now I have other companies, J.R. Fisher Training, and that company teaches people how to make money online and quit their jobs. So that's the core message there. I want to show you how to make money online. It's not just digital products, it's not physical products, it's not running ads, it's not just any one of those things. It's all of those things put together. And the main message I tell people is if you learn how to market online, it doesn't matter what your product is. It doesn't matter if it's digital, it doesn't matter if it's physical. If you learn this marketing skill, if I can teach you this marketing skill, which encompasses, you know, emails and ads and, you know, writing sales pages and all that, but if I can teach you that skill, you're going to have an income for as long as the internet's around. And I think we've got a pretty long run here. I think the internet's going to be around for a while. So you need to learn these skills, and you need to be able to get across what your core message is to your audience. Number three, decide what kind of message is in your story. So you may have a message that tells people about your company. That's your main message. I want to tell you about our company, what we do. You may have another story that incites action. You want them to do something. You want them to start doing something. You may have another story that's educational, like in this video. My job and my story in this video is to educate you on something. So that may be your story, but decide in advance, what kind of story are you trying to tell? Don't be all over the place. Don't try to cover 10 things. Don't try to cover everything, because you can't cover everything. If you look at how much information is on the internet right now, they say that every 30 minutes there is so much content that is uploaded to the internet that it eclipses how much content that television has made in the past 30 years. Yeah, every 30 minutes on the internet there is more information uploaded than the past 30 years in content on television. That's a pretty amazing statistic, and when you think about that, it even speaks more to the fact that you really have to target your message, and you have to say, this is what I want to tell in this story. Number 4, establish your call to action. What do you want people to do when you're telling a story? At the very end of the story, you should have a call to action, what's called a CTA. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to join your membership? Do you want them to buy your product? Do you want them to download some information? Do you want them to give up their email? What is it that you want them to do? So if you don't have a defined call to action, you need to stop right there. That's something that needs to be done prior to writing your story, because without a defined call to action, there's no point in you telling your story unless you're just entertaining people. Okay, and I'm online to make money, so since I'm online to make money, my story should lead to that end goal, making money online. What is your call to action? Number 5, choose your story medium. Here's what I mean by that. How are you going to get your story out there? Is it going to be in a written form? Is it going to be in an audio form? Is it going to be in a video form? How are you going to get that message to them? Now that's pretty easy. Like if I'm doing videos for YouTube, well, they're all videos. Okay, so that's my medium. But maybe you're doing a blog. Okay, maybe you're writing a story on your website. Maybe you're writing a story on somebody else's website. Maybe you're doing some type of podcast and you want to keep their attention. You need to think about that. Where is your particular story going to be? Because based on that, you can do different things. Like in a video, I can use mannerisms, I can use my hands, I can use facial expressions. You can't do that in an audio if you're doing a podcast. So in an audio and a podcast, you're going to have to do it with vocal expression. You're going to have to show excitement, you're going to have to show sorrow, whatever the emotion is you want to get across. But remember, when you're doing just an audio, you really need to have that vocal expression, because if you're monotone, people aren't going to listen to it. Now if you're writing something, it needs to be really creative and descriptive, because they can't see it, they can't hear it. So when you're writing something, think about making it as descriptive as you possibly can, describing what you see, what you want them to see. Then decide on your medium of what you want to do. Number 6, write. And you say, well, JR, I'm just doing a video, I don't need to write. JR, I'm just doing a podcast, I don't need to write. Oh yes you do. Okay, this video I'm doing right now, I have some notes off to the side here on my laptop, and every now and then I'll look over and read them. You won't see me do that because I edited that out, but I have to write out what I'm going to cover, otherwise you're just going to ramble. And some people say, no, I'm really good at storytelling, JR. You have no idea how good I am. You probably aren't if you think that, because most great storytellers don't think they're great storytellers. They just constantly work on it, and they constantly get better. When you think you're the best storyteller in the world, you probably are not good at it. And if you tell me that you didn't write anything out and that you can tell a great story, I would be willing to bet you're pretty disorganized. Okay, you may not want to hear that. If you think otherwise, put it in the comments below. But bottom line is, you need to organize your thoughts. You need to have a particular path that you're going to go down. You want to hit certain points. I have certain bullet points I want to hit in this video, and I want to make sure I cover each one of those, because I know they're so very important to your success and you being able to tell great stories. So this step is to write. Number 7 is share your story. Where are you going to share your story? Where are you going to share it? Okay, you need to think about that in advance of writing your story, in advance of planning your story, because wherever you share it at makes a difference. If you're doing TikTok videos and you write a 2-hour story that you're going to perform, you can't do that because TikTok's short. Okay, if you're doing it on YouTube, it's a video, but you know, people's attention spans are limited. They say about 8 to 12 minutes is a great video for YouTube. I don't know what the optimum is. I see people with 2 or 3 minute ones. I see people that are on there for an hour, but I know the majority of the people won't watch a video for an hour. I don't have any hour-long videos. I've got some 30-minute live stuff like that, but I've geared all that towards YouTube. Okay, if I'm doing a YouTube video, I have a timer right here. You can't see it, but I have a timer. I know how long I'm talking. I know how long the video is going to be. If you're writing a blog, you know, people aren't going to probably read a 50-page blog. They probably aren't. I'm sure somebody would, but for the most part they're not. They're probably going to read 2 or 3 pages. So you have to gear whatever content you have, whatever story you have that matches that medium. So when I say get your message out, think about where it's going. That same message shouldn't be the same for, you know, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, because they're all different different platforms. People consume them differently, and you have to understand they do consume them differently. So you've got to understand, you got to get your message out. Now I want to give you some pointers on how you can do some of this. Okay, so for a spoken story, TEDx has a very good guide for doing spoken type stories, so you may want to check that out. Vimeo has some free courses in there. I like those a lot. HubSpot has some free courses in there. I like those a lot. And you can also just go to YouTube and type in, how to get better at storytelling, and listen to some other people and what they've done. I think some things are important. I think you have to have some emotion in every story. I think it could be anger if you want, it could be sadness if you want, it could be humor if you want. I love having humor in things. I think humor is really good. You could have all of those elements in one story if you're really good at crafting a story, but understand you have to emotionally excite people, and it can be good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is, but make sure you emotionally excite them. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you understand how telling a story is so very important and all the elements to it. If you're telling stories now, I'd love to hear about them. You can post below in the comment section. If you've got questions about telling stories, post in the comment section. I did promise you I have a course. It's a $97 course. You can get it absolutely free. It's in the description below. You can click and learn. It doesn't cost you a dime. I would say to check that out. I really appreciate you watching this video, taking your time out. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there and ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every single time I go live. Thank you so much for watching this video. Become part of the family. Subscribe, like, ring the bell. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.